Hello everyone, good morning, Shabbat Shalom to all who are celebrating. Today is Friday the 16th. And I was just reading some more of Mamie Till Mobley's memoir, Death of Innocence, because I am in production for an Emmett Till video. Sorry, I meant to say I am doing pre-production for a video about Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley. And it's just getting mentally harder and harder to read that stuff as things are heating up so close to home. I never thought I would, be in the situation I'm in, of having to check around and try to gauge the level of, soldier presence in various locations. It's absolutely crazy. And sorry, I am so tired, and part of it is being tired physically, but also I'm just worn out. Like, what am I trying to say? I kind of have alluded to this before, that this is not new for people who escaped fundamentalists. The mental fatigue and the frustration and the feeling of powerless, none of that is new to fundamentalist escapees and survivors. I have been dealing with all of that on a mental level since I got out in 2014. And as I am able to tell more and more of my horror stories from the cultiverse, you'll see what I mean, that none of this is new. And it's really wearing on a lot of us. Like I said, in the broader context, yes, those groups do have white privilege, but on the inside, if you're a woman and or disabled or some other minority, like, you're being oppressed from within, and that can be hard for outsiders to see sometimes. I hope that makes sense. I watched Heather Cox Richardson again last night. I will link the video that I watched. She has been doing these live streams on YouTube most nights, and then she airs them almost immediately after. So you can watch them the day they are filmed, which is great. And she said that it's important to keep taking care of ourselves and our families and our loved ones to the best of our abilities. And that is bringing up a lot of complicated emotions about the topic of self-care, which is another discussion for another day, a discussion that I need to have in a video because it's important. But it was validating to hear that, like, it's okay to take care of ourselves. it's like the oxygen mask analogy. On airplanes, they always say if they have to deploy the oxygen masks, get your own mask started before um, helping um, helping other people. Um, and it sounds selfish, but it's really not when you think about it, because you can't help someone else breathe if you can't breathe. And continuing with that analogy, fundamentalist survivors we're in a more mentally vulnerable state because our proverbial oxygen masks, if you will, are in worse shape from years and years of use, if you will. And so our masks are going to be leakier than someone who hasn't escaped from the underbelly of this world. That is something I'm trying to keep in mind. I am hoping to go to synagogue with my partner again tonight. I really appreciated being able to go. Sorry, I accidentally bumped the tripod. I really appreciated being able to go last week, and I think it's really good to get out of my office, get out of my head, and connect with my local Jewish community. There was one other thing I wanted to say, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah. So I was thinking about the federal defunding of PBS. PBS still exists, but it is no longer receiving federal funding. I was talking to my partner about that, and he said that will change when we have Democrats in power. I mean, not immediately, but the funding will be restored. And I got to thinking about, shows like Sesame Street and what a huge role that show played in, my personal and emotional development as a child. By the time I was watching it, there were years of reruns and they were still making it. So there were so many episodes and so many songs and clips with, characters like Maria, who was Puerto Rican, and the actress was also Puerto Rican. And you had Linda the Deaf Librarian, played by Linda Bove, who was deaf in real life. And the idea wasn't to become fluent in Spanish or ASL or anything like that. The idea was understanding, there are other languages, there are other kinds of people in the world. And I started remembering a song from Sesame Street. Either my sister or I had this little music box that played the tune. It was something like, "These are the people in your neighborhood, do, 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 do." And then the second part was something like, "I love the people in my neighborhood." And it's just so sad to see that we've lost that sentiment somewhere along the way. It's just heartbreaking to see where things are now. I think I will end this here. I am really worn out and we are about to have another major temp drop. So my body is going to have very strong opinions about that. So I am not sure how soon I will be up for filming another Chatty vlog. I will be re-releasing my Swing Kids video on Monday. I filmed a new intro, and I put in some graphics and things that I now have the ability to do technically that I didn't yet know how to do when I first filmed it back in 24. I will be airing that on Monday, and then I have a cult story coming out on Thursday, so I'll stick to my usual schedule of formal videos coming out on Monday and Thursday. But I'm not sure how frequently I will be able to do these, but I will come on as often as I can. Hope you are all doing as well as possible. Breathe. Put one foot in front of the other. Love you all. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and hit the thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Like you try. Bye.